Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, as far as like a knife valet, you can have like a little piece of leather sitting there. I'm going to straighten all this up. This involves what I'm doing right here. When you're retired, a lot of times you're going to spend quite a bit of time. If you're retired or if you're injured, where you have to be, in a immobilized basically, or you spend a lot of time sitting on your butt. I like to organize knives that I use a lot in a box. And so I have a lot of knives. I have a lot of options. I want the options available to me, the ones that I use the most. And so that's what the ones that I use the most or want to use the most, or yeah. But this is how I do it. And this is actually the perfect size box for what I need, because this is my biggest folding knife. And that's the Boker Kalashnikov XXL. Here, look at this. I can do it left-handed. That's the biggest, length one that I'm going to clip on there, because I'm going for things that clip on the outside. Things that clip. And you can do slip joint knives if you've got a clip slip. A clip slip. This is, I think, is a rubber, yeah. But it's a good place to store a knife that you would, think valet or something, but extended extra XL valet, because what's happening is I want things that I use a lot, or this is my case, with the Native American canoe type of thing going on. But look, you got the XL, and then you got the regular size, and they can fit side by side. So if I say, hey, this is the one I usually carry the most. But I like carrying this one too. It's just a little backup to him, He's got a more aggressive clip point to it, which I like. Comes out a little faster. Not that has ever been important, but look at that. Look at that point, man. That's what I like about a Bowie. See, it doesn't have to. It's got a swedge here. False. I don't know if this is false. That's Tobias will correct me if he watches this. When you can do this and not slice your finger open or your thumb open, it's called some kind of edge. I don't call anything that doesn't have an edge an edge. I don't know why. But anyways, maybe this is a false edge. I could see that. But if false edge means sharp, what are we doing with terminology? Are we just purposely trying to confuse people? False edge means that edge is false. It looks like it's going to have an edge. I think this is a false edge. I'm going to call it a false edge. All right, enough of that. But yeah, I love the... Oh, look, he closed with one hand. How do you do that? But I stashed that in there. Right. You got to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Bonehead. There you go. But yeah, it's got a little nice display. All right, let me get the other ones and pause this here. So what I'm trying to do is declutter and organize, because this is the other one. So see, you can clip flashlights on the outside, hemostats, scissors get in here. See, this is getting a little crazy. Crackers, cotton swabs, sharpening stuff, screwdrivers, pliers, And the thing with this is, it's usually sitting this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it to where it's going lengthwise like this. So we have a little bit more space in here. Catch-all. To catch everything. And see, this is an empty flashlight tube that just allows me to clip on there and put space pen and scissors. And then this is sharpening stuff and Sharpies. And then see the ends, you can put diffusers for your flashlights. See, it becomes a catch-all. And the problem with this is, it's the same as if you look at on my desk. It catches everything, and I'm trying to. You got to start somewhere, and so right next to me, I'm going to try to get a little bit more organized. Just put the ones that I use here the most. See, I even put. I got wire cutters; those come in handy, so I put them up there. But then what happens is I start putting, well, you know, if I put my wire cutters, end cutters, why don't I put them all on there? And see, everything starts happening. Where did that one go? Yeah. It's got to be balanced just right, you know, to sit on there. But you can organize all this, and it's inexpensive. Now, yes, you can make something out of wood, and I'm thinking about that. Taking a lot of these discarded drawers that I find, there are pieces of wood that are good. So if I just take them and not use it as a drawer, just knock that cheap bottom piece out, but the better looking pieces, use them to make a box. It's pretty easy, you know, to make a box. Slats go this way if you want, you know, whatever. It doesn't have to be waterproof or all that. After all, I'm using cardboard. And this is just an Amazon box, you know, that's recycled. And so that's one way. But, you know, really, me giving you advice on organization, this is me trying to get organized. I'm not saying I know everything, you know, because a lot of times, look, this is me. This is extra. See, there's 2 layers of videos I were going to do right there of knives. You know, I gather them all up and I put them down there. And then the original idea that I had for a video, I'm critiquing myself in my mind, or I'm trying to fill out what I'm going to do on a video. And, yeah, sometimes either it doesn't happen, or I fail to put them back up when I finish.
You put your toys up when you finish playing with them.
So, yeah, it's my new toy box. And it's an idea, man, because, I don't know, you either don't have enough knives, you don't have to worry about it, or you've got an extensive collection and you've got a very good system for it. Probably one of the best is the way that I've worked in manufacturing a lot, so a lot of companies, if you ever find them, there's these metal drawers, and it's a metal, like, filing cabinet, and you just pull them out, and it's made well, so it's not cheap, it's not plastic rails or anything like that. They're metal. They're built to hold, like, dies, machine dies and stuff, so each die can weigh like 5-10 pounds, you know, and it's a drawer of them. Designed so it won't tip over when you pull it all the way out with a lot of weight and everything. Sometimes you can find those on business sales and stuff like that, but, you know, or auctions and things like that. But usually they go for quite a bit of bucks. The other alternative is something sturdy. You know, plastic, it's all right. You know, and it's not, if it's not holding a lot of weight and everything. But I'd rather go with like wood or metal, something like that. But I do use those. The problem with, as far as like anything is enclosed, like a toolbox, is you can't see what's in there. This, I can just pop in, yeah. You look in here, you can't really see what you're looking for, but I got a general idea. All right, wire cutter's going to be over here on this back row. I'm going to have this and this and this. And sometimes they change around. And over here, I'm going to have my sharpening stuff, you know. And I don't use these hemostats. I just have a bunch of them, and it's just kind of like a place to store them. So see, I'm only going to put like one hemostat over here, because this is really good when you're trying to clean out knife channels or stuff like that, and you're using a Q-tip and you want to switch it around. You don't want to get the gunk on your hands or something. You can just hold it with this or extra reach. You know, hemostats come in handy. And, yeah, crackers. You got to have something to munch on, you know, while you're doing all your work. And like I said, sharpening stuff. See, all this stuff needs to be, all that needs to be organized into a more efficient thing. So I've run my mouth for 10 minutes to tell you, basically recycle your cardboard boxes. And if you have a little, it'd be like a desk organizer or something like that, you know. But I mean, it's not as fancy. It's not one of those. You can spend a lot of money on something that basically, what are you trying to do? You want something that's a place that's got what you're going to use most often, and try not to get carried away with it. I don't have a huge foot locker, all this stuff. It would be good if it's visible, That way you don't have to like, I wonder if it's in this drawer, or this drawer, or this drawer, or this drawer. You know, like every one of those slats is a drawer, and you got to open them up and pull it out. You see what's behind slat number 14? Column B, slat number 5. Column B, slat 5. Column B, slat 5. What's in there? Oh yeah, I keep warn clips up there. You know. Actually, as far as efficiency, this would be a really good way to store things. If you had cabinets that were that tall and you just labeled and you knew what the hell you were doing, that would be a really good way. But it would have to support the weight of whatever you're putting in there. And again, you can have a really tall thing, knife display, really, like or knife storage, not really display. But I like how when you pull a drawer out, like a tool drawer, you can just see, oh, these are all my socket wrenches. You could just do the same thing with knives, however you want to organize it. So I think the drawer method is the best way to go. But until I find something like that thrown out in the dumpster, and snag it before the maintenance guy gets it, because he either takes it for himself or he's got somebody that he sets stuff aside for. So you got to be quick. Got to be quick for in the trash deals. But yeah, like I said, my most used flashlights and stuff I put over here because I'm always grabbing a flashlight. And then sometimes I get carried away with the display. Oh, orange color. And this one was a free one. I think it was on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But that's the I32 or whatever. I'm just comparing these. It's hard to see that. I3T2 EOS. Because I got a lot of I3s, but that's my only I32. Alright, so yeah. And then this is UV. So a lot of times you just want to goof around with stuff, I wonder what this light does. Ah, don't aim that at the camera. Now you've destroyed your lens. I was looking at this cord and I go, has this thing been down at my foot and I've been talking to my feet the whole time? And you're going to like, what is he saying? Oh, nothing. I'm just rambling. But anyways, there you go. So you can put pins, flashlights. You just got to watch out for that. This is a rotary. I like this one a lot. But this guy, because he's right here, you can't put him next to another flashlight that's, I don't know if I've got any with a magnetic base. I try to keep them away from them because they'll turn him on. You turn me on. But this is a really good one. I really like this flashlight. That's why I bought another one there's another one missing here somewhere. How do things go missing in here? Is it a ghost? Or is it you're just disorganized? I think I'm disorganized. Strobe warning. At any time with this thing's off, you just hold down on this button down here. Here it comes. Here comes the strobe. Watang. See? On, off. No. Press and hold 7 times and then scratch your butt and then pat your head and rub your belly. And the light will come on. Oh, strobe again. There's going to be multiple weird stuff going on. Failed to warn you. I like the feel of this E button here. It's really good. See, if you just momentarily hit it, you've got to hold it for it to go off. This can be set to whatever you want, so you can just change. I like changing from your thumb too. Sometimes when you switch a tactical type of light on, it's not at the illumination you want. It's either too bright or not bright enough. And this one, you can just do that. And then this is your tactical one. It comes on in turbo. And then your next one is like medium or something. You only get 2 modes with this one. And then at any time if it's on, here comes strobe. You press and hold, it's going to stay with your thumb off. That's like a momentary strobe. Like I said, I like this flashlight. The only disadvantage is if you get a magnet near it, it's going to go wacko. It's going to come on, especially if you get here. It can come on in turbo depending on the position. And this thing gets warm. Actually, it says it gets hot. Right? This one was made, here's some code reading. Workhose 2023. And then this is the 5000K tint. It's a pretty, no, the lens needs to be clean. It's a pretty good beam pattern. It's like a combination spot with a little bit of flood, see? Spill or whatever, but it's mostly a good spot. I like this 18650 flashlight. I'm not affiliated with Workhose and stuff, but I have all of their TD line. Not all of them, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is 5. It's a tactical one. I think this is the last one. See, it also has a very nice pattern there. But to change the intensity, you gotta like double click it to get it to come on in turbo, and then you gotta mess with this button up here to change stuff around. I mean, it's all right. I just like this one here because I can momentary it by just barely rotate. How did we get into flashlights when we were supposed to be talking about, well, since we're talking about everything, I looked up, if you go to the U.S. Patent Office, I'll try to put a link to where it is and everything, but this is an old striker. You know, you've probably seen a lot of these and you think, you know, it's a common thing. You can get them for like $3 on Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah, this is one of the original ones. It's a patent for, he basically invented a more unique way of crimping it together and putting a file there. But this thing still works, you know. It's a striker for a propane gas and everything, butane or acetylene or whatever. But you put it right here. This hood allows the gas to form around in there and capture it. But this is one of the first ones. I've always had it. But it was invented in the 60s, I think, by Fuller Industries or something like that. Anyway, I looked at the patent, went through and reading it. But, you know, it has to describe everything. The action, you know. And this is how we bend. Yeah, we know how to make, like, you know, like a clothespin or a spring-type mechanism. Yeah, we know what a bend is, you know. But it's just ingenious that the way that this stuff was done. Anyway, that's something that has been carrying around. You carry around history with you a lot of times, and you don't know it if it's like old tools and stuff like that. So there you go. I rambled on way too long. Look at that. Look at that ramble. I'll try to put a picture of this finished one, the more, you know, condensed version when I finish. The picture is worth 1,000 words, and you've spoken more than 1,000 there, Buster. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.